I will. I don't have a presentation, but I think I will just start by giving some information about the institution that I work for, and that has a very significant and strong and consistent footprint in the energy sector in Romania and in our countries of operations, which stretch from east of the Czech Republic toward Central Asia and more recently in Northern Africa. I think energy is and has been and is our forefront of preoccupations, and we've financed a lot of projects in these countries, especially in Romania. We basically financed everything. We financed transmission, we financed distribution. We are an equity shareholder in Electrica. We financed renewables, we finance hydropower generation, we finance coal power generation, gas-fired power generation, everything basically that has to do with power generation. We financed as well transmission of gas and electricity, but also we finance Romgaz. We are a shareholder in Romgaz as well. I think what we have noticed over the last few years, and we have tried to follow this train, supporting it with all our capacity, is that the policy in the energy sector is changing. We saw renewables initially not starting very well, I think 10 years ago. Then we had a boom of renewables over the last 5 years in Romania, but elsewhere as well in Europe. In Romania, I think over the last 5 years, the only developments that have taken place have been on the power generation side and have been in renewables and also in gas power generation, but that's only one big elephant in one room, which is Petrom's power plant. EBRD financed all this, and I think at this point in time we financed about 25% of everything that has been installed over the last 5 years in wind here. But what we have seen over this period of time is that an energy system which was based on conventional power generation sources is, as Ovidiu put it, disrupted by renewables. So the system has to become more flexible. The system has to take in a lot more electricity, which is difficult to take in if the demand is not picking up, which is difficult to take in because, okay, it's intermittent and it's not really controllable. So the system itself has to change. Going to the theme of this panel, which is transmission and interconnections, I think the systems have to become more flexible. And how do they become more flexible? By investing in smart grids, in smart ways in which grids can adapt to fluctuations in the power output, fluctuations in supply, in this case, but at the same time fluctuations in demand. Now, how do we do this? One way is to support projects like Hidrotarnica. The other way is to build interconnections so that at any point in time, if we don't have enough capacity in the country that we can switch on, we can get it from elsewhere. I think over the last few years, we've seen a lot of discussions about big projects, about interconnection projects, about I'm sorry, we seem to be very good at coming up with projects, but we're very poor, and we have to admit it, at implementing them. And as I said, with my experience, this is mostly due to the fact that we're very difficult at taking in advice from people that have done it before. And I think this is where we have to improve. Now, the EBRD was a bit different from the banks that have financed the energy sector, in that apart from providing money, we also put conditions, and we also try to educate without preaching, trying to leverage on our expertise elsewhere. We've been successful over the last few years. We've financed, as I said, renewables a lot. Now we need to move to the other level, to a higher level. so far the investment was mostly quantitative, but now we have to look into quality, and we have to look into priorities like smart grids, smart metering, ways in which, okay, the systems can become more flexible. We need to support both distribution, we need to support as well transmission. Unfortunately, it doesn't take only one side in this, it's a dance. We cannot dance alone, so we have to be mirrored in our willingness by, leadership, political decision, and a strategy. And I will close by saying that Romania needs an energy strategy which needs to look at the next, I think, 20, 30, 50 years from now. People say these days there's no point in investing in power generation because we have a surplus of electricity produced in this country. See, exports have tripled over the last 2 years. Well, that may be, that is a fact. But I think we need to look beyond this. And I will launch again another idea that we have been discussing about over the last year or so, Romania as an energy hub. We've talked about bringing gas and oil from Central Asia, but there may be gas and oil very close to us in the Black Sea. And there are signs that, there may be enough reserves. Romania has a historical chance of becoming an energy hub, and I think we should gauge its opportunity. We should take it, because I don't think these days in this very changeable political climate there are too many pillars or too many anchors of stability in the region, and energy security is going to be something that will be high on the agenda in the future. So Romania has a chance by developing a good energy strategy and by supporting projects that have to do with interconnections, be it in gas or electricity, flexibility of the system, and then has a chance of becoming an exporter of energy security in the region. And I will close with that.
Thank you very much.